Hey everyone, say it ain't so, but we're going to be talking about bugs in MSF. And right now there's actually a pretty game-breaking bug for those of you on iOS, and I want to have this serve as a warning. On occasion, when you're facing Thor, and he does his hammer throw, this happens specifically on war defense, there is an issue where it will lock up and cause the game to no longer respond. So it looks to appear only on iOS. I haven't seen it on anybody using the Android devices as of yet. So a lot of people have been sending me this one, sending me pictures. So we'll definitely look into having this fixed. So this reminds me a little bit of the Vision bug when Vision would do his ult on defense. And so that was a big deal. So I'm getting some reports right now coming out of chat that it's happening on Android as well. So this is something to be wary of, especially in war. So just watch for that. And typically it was when I think it happened when a target was stealth or it was or a block or evade, it just would lock up. But we don't know why it's happening, but it is something that needs to be addressed soon because people are losing war fights and it is causing war battles. And we're going to talk about a couple other persistent bugs that you might be aware of and probably a workaround. So just be wary of Thor and don't pick on your alliance mates if they show you a screenshot of them timing out on nodes because they can't do another action. And you can see that because the action bar will be gone. So we'll take a look at Arena. I'm going to try to get this to work here. I'm going to try to replicate one of the bigger bugs that happens here. We're going to use my Black Order. By the way, this isn't the positioning for him. This is just my old default positioning for him. So let's get this set up really quickly. All right. So we're going to take this into the fight here, and then we're going to try to see if the bug happens. Now, I think I've turned my low graphics mode back on. We'll find out in a second here. I'll know by the background. What happens with this is there are buffs and debuffs. So this is low graphics mode is back on here. So buffs and debuffs are kind of a big deal when it comes down to Marvel Strike Force, because you basically are going to have to kind of make certain actions based on the buffs and debuffs here. So he does his flip first. All right, so now I'm going to do my flip second. And so what we're going to look at right here is all these debuffs should correctly. All right, so there they are. These are what we're calling ghost buffs. So you can see the zeros on there. Those bleeds aren't actually there. They don't actually exist. So that's kind of something to be aware of. So see the offense down one, obviously that's still stacked on there, the bleed 0. Some of those are actually, like I said, not even representative of the overall issues here. And so they're not actually being applied, even if they say 1. And so the most common one you guys will see that is also a major issue is going to be specifically in war when you're facing Coulson. Sometimes if you're using Toad to clear those immunities, it'll even say 1 and not done, and not actually be there. So when you're looking at this from this perspective, you'll see that there are some additional issues when on the enemy side as well. All right, so it's not just happening on one side, and we think it's mainly linked to low graphics mode, but it's hard to tell because we really don't have enough information to make that basis at this point in time. So from a real big standpoint, I want you guys to be aware of that because you're going to have to make some decisions informatively based on the UI that isn't correct. It is a big deal. I was hoping that when they made the changes with this, that it was going to take that into account, but unfortunately it did not. And so from just an overall perspective of, problems in the game, it is a high level issue. We're going to show you guys another one to see if I can get it to reproduce itself. It happens when you're going through your inventory screen and something that may prevent you from seeing offers or seeing where items are actually found. And we're going to showcase that in a moment here. So let's do this over here. So when you're going through your roster, you're able to select a character. And so if you can build a piece, sometimes it'll lock up over here and you can't, as you're going through this quickly, sometimes you won't be able to select and find this item, right? So I can't go and see where the SBCs are currently available. So you guys may be restarting your app to do so, but there's a way around it. So you just have to look for a piece that you can't craft. And thank you, chat on Twitch, for helping me find this. So what you're going to do is look for a character that has something that can't be crafted that features an SBC. So usually you're looking for like a primary piece here. And then when you go to find, you'll still be able to see it. So that's the big difference. So in case you were having issues finding that, instead of restarting the app, which also works, you can do it this way. So it's kind of a nice heads up from that. So just so you guys know, bugs happen in the game, and it's very important that if you can capture video, it does help the team resolve these bugs. They are aware of some of these. And I think the problem is when everybody's having a similar problem and it's just an isolated incident like with Thor, it's hard to replicate on the engineering side. So screenshots, if you guys are having it happen, what your OS is and stuff like that will definitely help. But I will say that is affecting war matchups because of how much the Asgardians were valued previously. There's some nodes in here, and we'll talk about it because on the U7 raids, if you're using symbiotes, you may have some issues when you're getting to these nodes here. All right, gotta fly now. All right, on occasion, and chain gang. On occasion, what'll happen is it'll trigger an effect with an evade, and it looks like it's with Scream, and you will get a lockup on this. So be careful. I found that taking it off auto has been helping me a lot. So if you are autoing the raid, I've actually had to go through that when I am in the middle lanes to make sure that doesn't happen. So be aware of that. If you let customer service know, they're usually pretty good about refunding raid energy. Unlike war energy, which may cost you a war in the overall cycle, that's kind of a big deal here. So a lot of this stuff, customer service is willing to address and refund if you are able to prove that you've had these issues. So again, when it comes down to game-breaking bugs, some of this stuff just has to be re-engineered behind the scenes. So just making you aware. Big level of problems right now. I think Thor with the fact that it's freezing. The res bug happens here. If you guys know what the res bug is, it's really hard to reproduce. Characters like Ultron, characters like Elektra, characters that can res will sometimes res off the screen and become untargetable. Or if they have an effect that gets generated on them, sometimes it will actually make it so you can't respawn. Now the thing about it is you don't see Ultron a lot on war defense these days. Most people use it on war offense. So it's specifically characters that are resurrecting and cause that targeting bug. So it happens periodically. I don't say it happens enough to be game breaking, but I just want to make you guys aware of it. So if your alliance mates go, man, I don't know why I lost that battle. Well, listen, because that bug still does happen. And you guys may have seen it where the character reses off screen, but is still targetable after all the other targets are down. It gets worse if there's, like I said, on-spawn effects that they get here. So, again, remember, I do things so you guys don't have to. I'm giving you guys this warning. If you're on iOS specifically, it seems to be more frequent. But I do have a couple of information. You guys are free to send me information on Discord. I will put that in my comments. You guys can reach out to me through Discord. Actually, you can join Discord and just let me know if you're having these issues. We'll try to get the help to get this resolved ASAP, because I think war is too important in this day and age where we're buying teams specifically for war to have them fail because of a bug in the game. Check you guys soon. Love you much.